Welcome to the podcast I'm Too Old For This, where we ask the uncomfortable, inspiring and seldom asked questions of people who've seen it all. I'm Cath, your host, and today we're going to be talking about how you stay active, independent and live your best life. I'm joined by Dr. Elissa Burton, who is the Harkin Fellow, Associate Professor of Healthy Ageing at Curtin University. Welcome, Elissa.
Thanks, Cath.
You've been with us for about a year. No, not even that. Probably 6 months now.
5 months?
5 months. And it's been a delight to have Elissa working with us and talking all things healthy ageing. I'm wondering what on earth drove you to get into this sector and part of the world?
Long story.
Yep, long story.
But I'll make it short because no one has time for a long story. I was actually in the sport industry.
Yeah.
Been physically active all of my life. And then my grandma into her 90s actually couldn't live independently any longer. So mum and dad built onto the side of their home.
Yeah.
And so grandma moved in there, but mum and dad, it takes a village to look after a kid, but it also takes a village to look after an older person.
It does, doesn't it?
In their final years.
Yeah.
And so I was part of that 24/7 caring roster. I would take annual leave so that mum and dad could actually go on holidays.
Yeah.
And so that just inspired me. And then all of a sudden one day I saw a job advert for a research assistant at Curtin, and it was at the Centre for Research on Ageing. And my PhD supervisor, who I eventually got into doing a PhD with, she loved being active as well. So she was like, go for it. So I've combined the two loves of helping older adults and continuing that physical activity.
So what was your original degree in, out of interest?
I'm a sports scientist.
Ah, right. Because I think if you're talking about ageing, people think very clinical, like nurses, allied health physios, OTs.
Very.
But the concept of actual healthy ageing and what can you do to stay independent and strong.
Yep.
So what are you going to tell us?
So there are three key things.
Okay.
Movement
Yep.
is critical, but I've done a lot of research with older adults and many of them will say, I walk every day, I'm sorted.
Right.
But walking and movement's only one part of it.
Right, okay.
So the other two parts are strength. So we need to stay strong enough because we want to get in and out of the chair okay. We want to get on and off the toilet okay. And we want to be able to shower easy.
Yeah, because that really determines how people see quality of life too, doesn't it, those things?
Yeah. Totally and utterly. So strength is really important for that. And then the third thing is balance.
Right.
Because falls kill more people every year than motor vehicle accidents.
Wow.
Yet we don't know this.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we need
Or do we care because people are old?
Yeah, exactly, which highly frustrates me.
Yeah.
Because older people are worth their weight in gold.
Yeah.
Like they do so much for society.
Yeah. They do. Volunteer at the end of their life, all that stuff. And
yeah.
You hear of so many people, you're right, that, out and about at a market or something fall. Yep. And then it's got a very high mortality rate, hasn't it?
Incredibly high, yeah. And so 1 in 3 older people will actually fall every year. But as soon as you're getting like home care services, that then doubles. So 1 in 2. So, and we know that balance training and doing balance exercises every day is the most effective thing for preventing falls.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to get you to do this, but in a little while I might get you to show us.
Sure, we can do a couple of balance exercises together.
I'm scared I'm going to fail, everyone.
Definitely not. There's no failing.
But there is something about your quads, isn't it? So that's your upper legs.
Yeah. That's big on strength.
Right.
But it's anything that you do standing up is usually balance orientated as well.
Right.
If you go and do some exercise where you're just sitting down all the time, you're really not working your balance very much.
So that's interesting because there's a lot of these programs that are sit in the chair and do yoga, sit in the chair and do Pilates.
Yeah.
Call out to mum, she's doing them.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on those out of interest? You're the researcher.
Great for the social occasion. Fabulous. Absolutely wonderful. Good that they're doing a bit of movement. If you expect that your balance is going to increase markedly from doing them, no.
Okay, there's a good pointer, if nothing else. Yeah. Is there things that people could be doing, simple things?
Oh, really easy things. Like pretty much most people living in Australia will have a hot drink.
Yeah.
So whether it's a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, something like that, you have to wait for the water to boil, whether it's in a kettle or on the stovetop or however you do it. Stand on one foot. Make sure you're near the kitchen bench If you need to, hang on for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then over time, hopefully you won't need to hang on. Stand on the other foot for another 30 seconds. And when you get really good at it and you're no longer wobbling, try it with your eyes shut.
I don't think I could do that. Is it true that most people have one leg that's kind of got better balance on one than the other?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And our ears and our eyes play such an important part in balance. So that's why I say once you're feeling really comfortable and confident, try it with your eyes shut as well.
Yeah. And most people could do that, or do that with somebody else in the room with them
Yeah.
if they're a bit nervous.
Yeah. And if you've got a nice passageway where you know you can touch the sides of your passageway, go heel toe down the passageway as well. So
And what does that do?
that helps your dynamic balance.
Right.
So that just means you're moving balance.
Yeah.
The standing on one foot's the static balance, so we're static, whereas the moving balance or the dynamic balance is the tandem walk. Bit like the drunk test in America, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a conversation before where Elissa admitted to being a pracademic, and I'm feeling like that's a classic example of it because explaining it that way, I think, I can tell people to do that. Is there anything else that you think off the top of your head? Because you had the three things. I'll see if I can reiterate them. See if I can remember. I know balance. I know strength. Walking.
Yep.
Mobility of some kind. Yeah.
Any kind. The biggest thing really is do something you enjoy, because chances are you're going to continue that. If you're doing stuff that's really hard work, you don't really enjoy it, you're not doing it with anyone, you're more than likely probably not going to keep it going. It's a bit like diets.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You got the wedding, or you need to look good for the graduation or whatever it is, so we have the goal in mind. Whereas when we're looking at movement, strength, balance, it's got to be a lifetime thing.
And what's your sense of the effectiveness of group activities versus those alone? Is there a bit of power in that?
Group activity is great because of the social occasion.
Yeah.
Like something like Strength for Life, which is run by Coda WA. It's for 50-year-olds and up.
Right.
They do great strength and balance
disappointed
training.
that you said 50 and up.
Well, I'm included in that too. But they have a really good social occasion after you go and work out.
Yeah.
So, and they'll do Melbourne Cup lunches and Christmas stuff. And most of the time they go for the social occasion. But I'm just stoked that they're doing the strength and balance training too.
And they do the kind of exercises you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that program sounds a bit like our Instinct program, which is about very similar group program, strength, physios and OTs being involved, and also lots of education. So a bit of a blatant plug. We are really interested in people coming along to it, and we've got a team that do it. So wherever you get the exercise, actually, it probably doesn't matter.
No.
I love the idea of the social context because, as you know, social isolation such a determinant of how you go.
Yeah.
So what frustrates you about the perspective of ageing? I mean, you must have lots of views on ageism and all of that.
Huge amount. But the interesting thing is it's not just from younger people. Older people have ageism as well.
Oh, I just said it then.
Self-ageism.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of my big bugbears because most of my research is in physical activity, trying to get people active, falls prevention, staying independently. And one of the big things when I talk to people about physical activity or exercises, they're like, I'm too old for that. And I'm like, you are never too old for that.
That is true.
I've had 92 and 93-year-olds in my strength training programs, and over a 12-week period, they've increased their strength by 120%.
Wow.
So don't tell me about your age, your health potentially, but not your age. Yeah.
It's interesting. So what did you do with those guys? Because there are so many people that say, like to do that, but, I'm a bit nervous, I'll fall or whatever.
Yep. I don't know what to do, some of them say.
Yeah.
It was actually at home.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because some people don't necessarily want to go into gym with all these young people who are putting the camera up and doing all this social media stuff and all that sort of thing. So we actually went out to their homes and we gave them some equipment. We showed them what to do. They would do the program 2-3 times a week, which is in line with the physical activity guidelines, and we measured them pre and post.
Gosh, 120% is a lot. The family must have been really pleased too.
Yeah, we didn't actually talk to the families. We were mainly just about the older person, but I'm sure they were stoked.
Oh, they would, because that assumption that people are deteriorating and not thriving in old age is really interesting. But I think there's something really important, isn't there, about doing activities that you like? I mean, gardening's one, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's hard work. I haven't actually asked you about your research, so Now's your time for your blatant plug.
Yeah. Well, I actually write a blog. So I've been doing this research for 17 years, and it's great to get research articles out, and that helps all the other academics. It's great to go to conferences because that helps the academics again. Yeah. But I want to get to the older person, and I also want to get to allied health practitioners. And they don't want to have to read research articles that are 50 pages long. So what I do is I write a healthy aging blog every month.
Right.
And I succinctly, 5 to 6 minute read, succinctly kind of put all of the research into an easy to read blog. And so if people want to actually have a look at what the latest research is for exercise or living independently, social isolation, being active, they can log on, and all they have to do is put an email address in and anyone's name. They don't even have to put their own name in, and then they get it sent to their email each month.
Right. Well, we better make sure we put a link into that because there'll be loads of people and experts as well that want to know about it. So that's a great idea. That goes to that idea of making it accessible because, the research is kind of overwhelming, isn't it?
It is.
And watching other people age, what's the thing that you're most concerned about personally as you age?
For me?
Yeah, and your family.
Yeah, certainly keeping that physical function going.
Yeah.
So that's really important. Mum does balance exercises every day. Yep, she's right on them. But when she goes on holiday, she doesn't do them. So we've got a deal that when she's on holiday, she doesn't have to worry.
Oh, okay.
But after 2 or 3 weeks, she can feel her balance going.
Yeah, I bet.
She's looking forward to coming home. And Dad does lots of stuff. He's started to get a bit more into the strength side of things. He loves devices. So he's got a Fitbit. He tracks all his steps. Mum just is not into devices at all. But she loves to garden. She gardens about 3 or 4 hours a day.
Wow.
I encourage her to get down on the ground as much as possible.
But squats are great, aren't they?
Squats are awesome. But getting down on the ground and then getting back up is a really good strength movement too.
Right.
And often what will happen is older people will fall. They're not injured.
Can't get back up.
And they haven't been down on the ground for years.
Yeah.
So if you're with your family and you know they'll be able to help you out, have a test. And then if you can get up by yourself, practice it every week.
Keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you a couple of things, but what do you think you've learned from older people? Sounds like you learn off your grandma a lot.
Yeah, learn a heap.
Yeah.
She was like the centre of the family. She had 3 daughters.
Yeah.
And so I would go around. She lived in the next street. So I would go around and visit her as a young kid and also as a teenager and stuff, and because it was just a walk through the park. And she knew everything about everyone. And it was so cool. But I think I learnt really good listening skills off her. Because we would talk for hours, but she would listen to me.
Yeah.
But I would listen to her as well. Yeah. And it would go back and forth. We did gardening at her place every fortnight. My parents are amazing. Every fortnight for about 30 years.
What, doing her garden, working with her in the garden?
Yeah.
Wow. So
Dad would cut the lawns. Mum and I would do the weeding and stuff. And because I was the grandchild, I got a tenner or whatever, $5 back then and stuff. So she was awesome in that way.
Lollies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
And how long did she live to? 92, did you
95.
say? 95. Wow.
Yeah.
And did she live at home?
At home till she was about 90, 91, and then moved in with Mum and Dad from 92 to 95.
So you must then in your research have a real interest in researching people who stay at home, can live at home.
Very much so.
Because that's the future really, isn't it? But we do need to know how to do these things that you're talking about.
Yeah. And about 86% of people want to actually die in their own home.
So interesting. We haven't had this conversation recently, but a lot of people say that until it gets very close. So there's some real learning about what it's like in those last 48 hours or so people don't get frightened, isn't there?
Yeah. The last 48 hours for Grandma was not nice whatsoever. But yeah, she wanted to be able to live at home, and Mum wanted to, and Dad wanted her to live at home, and
so
and
any
achieved
of your
it.
Family have experience in aged care to know what to expect?
No,
No.
not at all.
Yeah.
No, so it was just a learning curve, and we all learnt together. Being the primary carer with Mum was the hardest part.
Yeah,
by far.
Yeah,
yeah.
And as you say, people give up a lot, don't they? They give up their work and holidays, and
everything.
It's a village.
Yeah.
What? You've got lots of exposure to aged care all over the place.
Yep.
What would you want to change in the current system if you could? Big question.
Yeah. When someone comes first onto home care services, I would like them to actually receive restorative care. So where they got a 12-week service to look at them holistically and see what can happen and whether we can get them back to living independently without services.
So you're not talking when they require personal care, you're thinking like when they first need cleaning or gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you did it right up front.
Totally. Yeah. Because if we can get them there, then we can get them actually back. My 92-year-old who's 120% increased strength.
Yeah.
We can get them back to doing their own cleaning. And there's research that's actually shown that if you clean your house, you are likely to stay living independently.
Wow. So, do you know, that brings up a real challenge when you say that, because one of the little ideas, as I want to do, had been about could we ask the people that when they're in residential aged care facilities how they could contribute to the cleaning of their own room. That's a real challenge because people are paying to come into a residential facility.
Yep.
But that bangs up against your research, the research you're talking about, where, you know, just emptying the bin in their room and the bending down, etc., might be of real value to them. So we've got a lot. I think one of the things I'd like to change is that perspective that the minute you go into an aged care facility, everything's done for you, because we're just accelerating decline, aren't we?
We sure are. Yeah, it's like hospitals.
Yeah.
Stay in the hospital bed or stay in the chair. You're not allowed to move. We're afraid you're going to fall.
Yeah.
The more you stay in bed and the more you sit in a chair, the more likely you are to fall.
Yeah.
Because our physical function declines really quickly.
It's just on that note, I don't know if you know about a program called NPJ paralysis. Yeah. So this is a program where people are encouraged to wear clothes instead of pajamas in hospital as well as in aged care facilities, because for that exact reason, people are more likely to walk if they're in their clothes and they're not worried that their night is going to flap open, aren't they?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And I love the fact that at Brightwater Inglewood you've got the cafe downstairs.
Yeah.
And encouraging people to come down to the cafe. Yeah. Just the simple things like having to get in the lift, walk through, sit down, having to stand back up again. These simple movements can make a big difference
to people's lives, really. Yeah. But it's easier to care for people when they stay where they are. That's just the thing. Which is I'm not advocating for that at all. No. It's just that you can see how it happens, can't you, over time? Yeah.
Well, you can do stuff way quicker.
Yeah, that's right, rather than getting people to do it themselves. Yeah. And I think there's a bit of pushback from family and society. If we were saying, hey, empty your bin, or could you, help us cook a meal, or will you set the table for everyone, please?
Yep.
People are concerned that, that...
Free labour.
Yeah, exactly. But in actual fact, the day before you come into our facility, you're doing that, or some of it. You arrive and we say, right, the hotel services will do everything.
Yeah.
And we just disempower people. So, but as you're saying, there's a physical side to this that really could make a difference.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're contributing to their society and their community.
It's all of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're filling up the salt shakers for you, something like that. You've got dexterity and all those things.
Totally. And especially if the staff members acknowledge that.
True.
Thanks, Brian. That was awesome that you did the rubbish bin.
Yeah.
You emptied the rubbish bin.
Saved us a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just acknowledging that they're actually assisting. People want to be thanked.
Yeah, they do, and which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got 2 questions for you. First is, really, what's the thing that you've learnt the most from older people, do you think?
I think they're full of wisdom. And I don't think we tap into that as a society enough.
Yeah.
And the other thing is I love when they get to the point, and Mum and Dad are at this point, I love when they get to the point where they no longer care. So they will just say whatever.
Yeah.
And that is just brilliant. They're still kind. Yeah, they're still kind and they're not mean, but the filter is off.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Great honesty.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I like that or not.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it is. As a general rule, it is cool, isn't it? But I am on the other side of that. There's a slight intolerance, isn't there? That can be a tad grumpy. There's both sides of that. I can feel it happening to me too. Yeah. Where you've probably put up with something for 80 years and you think, nah, no more. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
Which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
great. I mean, that's
Yep.
probably what you're talking. There's a good and bad to that.
Totally.
You know.
Yeah. And for me, it's really important. I speak to mum and dad at least weekly. It's usually on a Friday afternoon on the way home from work, but sometimes I'll change it to like a Wednesday and Thursday. And mum will be like, what day is it? and just to throw them out a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's really important to me to keep up with what they're doing, what's happening in their life, and for them to know what is going on with me.
Are they interested in things like what's happening in the world, politics and things like that? Yeah.
They love travel.
Yeah.
And they're still travelling.
Right.
So
and how old are they?
They're 81 this year, both of them. So they had big 80th last year.
And where are they travelling to?
Their latest cruise will be on the East Coast, Sydney to some island somewhere. They love cruises.
Yeah.
I don't really like cruises because I get badly seasick. So, but they love them and good on them.
Yeah.
Lots of music, different things to go to.
We might have to think about a podcast about cruising because it is full of people who are ageing and it caters wonderfully to them.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a great, safe way
Yep.
to get all of the things you're talking about and the independence of it too.
And so much movement involved and there's stairs and all that sort of thing. And there
can
are
swim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then they have their day trips, but they don't have to worry about lugging the luggage everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's a really well set up.
You've just made me think of something. What's your thoughts on swimming as for older people?
Fabulous type of activity because it's great for the joints.
Right.
In particular for your shoulders.
Yeah.
But if you're doing breaststroke or something like that, it's also good for your lower limbs. Excellent for your heart and for your lungs.
Right.
And if you enjoy it, even more.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, really important.
What made me think of that is the number of women that I know that love aqua aerobics.
Yes.
As they age. Yeah. It's probably because they have got it's not as hard on your joints, is it? Yeah,
exactly. But getting in and out of the pool
is the right important thing that you want them to do.
Yeah. Like if they just have a walk in, a walk out, not so much. I'm like, you can jump in the pool, but having to get out from like the usual steps and stuff and having to work, even stuff like that, we don't actually think about.
Incidental exercise.
Yeah, but it's so important.
And so that when you're talking about that's really about, I've mentioned it before, but that is about your quads that help with your core. Help with your balance, help with your core strength, all of that, don't they? Yeah.
And also your upper body will be helping at the same time too.
Yeah, it will.
So often when we go to falls prevention programs, which really do work, we've done some research with home care clients who have looked at falls prevention, and those who actually went to falls prevention programs were, I think it was 3 times less likely to fall again.
Wow, that's a lot.
So they work, but we just have to, not enough of them, only 25% actually went to them. So if they have a fall, we need to know, and that way they can do something about it.
Right.
But a lot of the time they're worried and they're scared that someone's going to throw them in resi care.
So they won't admit they've had a fall.
No, they don't tell anyone.
So we're jumping around a bit, but it does make me wonder about, is there some way we could give people confidence that if they have that fall that is non-injury related, for example, or mild, we could automatically implement a program which is a preventative measure that may delay people getting into an aged care facility by 6 months, 12 months, who knows? Yeah.
Even years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
But it's not factored into any of the aged care funding really, is it? No.
No, and it needs to be.
Yeah, because it will also stop people going to hospital.
Yeah. Oh, completely and utterly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a last question. What do you think people get better at as they age? Is there anything where you think, I
don't know.
I'm thinking golf.
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do.
Yeah.
Can you tell I've started playing? So it's important to me that I'm going to get better.
Well, if you practice, there's no reason why you can't get better. Maybe a couple of lessons, I don't know.
All of that.
It's a tough game.
It is.
It's a very tough game.
Yeah, but it's funny because a lot of people play it as they age and they must think it's a lighter game. But there's a lot of,
it's still a
lot of walking and stuff.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah. And a lot of the times golf courses are on hills and stuff, which is brilliant.
Yeah, there's a plug for golfing, everyone.
Yep, definitely. Golf is great. Yeah, tennis is good as well. Yeah. And you go from singles to doubles.
It is.
Yeah, you still have 80-year-olds playing tennis.
And pickleball too, I guess.
Pickleball is huge now. Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I think people get better at with ageing is patience. I've said the opposite of this, but when you think about with kids and, intergenerational stuff and grandchildren, the things that worried you as a parent or even a grandparent, or as a grandparent, just don't concern you in the same way, do they?
No, they don't.
So I think there's that real, this too shall pass kind of feeling, isn't there?
Comes with time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you've had all those ups and downs in your life.
And you see everybody else has too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like money doesn't solve everything.
No.
You know, there's plenty of things that it doesn't matter how rich you are, you're still going to have those problems.
Well, if you look at people who are aging, you know, it doesn't matter how much money you've got. If you're not mobile, you're not mobile, are you?
Correct.
Can't enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. And being mobile, exercise, it's actually free.
True. Do you know what? We're going to end on that because that is a great point.
Thanks, Cath.
Thanks so much for coming along. I really appreciate it. It was a great conversation.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you next time on I'm Too Old for This. I'm Too Old for This is brought to you by Brightwater. Brightwater creates communities where people thrive, connect and belong.